when we are doing this, we're going to use a tool called loft. What that's going to allow us to do is they don't actually tell us like the angles that this is going up at all. The only angle they tell us is like the angle of this line down here. And so, rather than have to go through, calculate, and make all these different sketches and do all kinds of cut extrudes and everything, what loft is going to do is we are going to draw the bottom shape. You can kind of see here. So this bottom outline here, then draw the top outline, spaced up above it, basically draw our top and bottom sketches, and then loft is going to connect those two sketches together. So the inventor will figure out what angles everything needs to go at. So that's the general idea of what we're going to try to do. So we're going to start our first sketch here. And I'm just going to draw, as usual, general outline. Goes here, 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 back down, over here. Alright, that's a horrible outline, but you get the general idea. So it's going to look something like this when we're done. So that outline, that is the bottom of the cow catcher here. Now we need to figure out our dimensions for that. Bit of dimensioning, pretty chaotic on this one. So take your time, figure out. So our overall side to side here is 1.8. So that's our overall. Obviously that changed our shape, so I'm just going to rearrange it, get it back closer to what we want. Look over here, these little straight sides, it's on both sides, 0.25. So that's going to be here, here. Alright. Now we gotta try to find, here's our overall, in this case, the way that this picture is drawn, our overall depth here is 1. So that's from the very back, the very front. It's 1. And then what's a little weird about this one is they don't give us side-to-side dimension for the front point here. What they give us, where is it, is an angle up here. So if you look, the angle dimension is pointing to this line and a little 0.25 line here. So I'm going to click on our angle line, straight line here. Then don't get confused, your mouse placement matters on this. So we want to place it exactly where it is, kind of out in front of the point. That way we're for sure measuring the same angle. Type in 50. Alright, so here is sketch number 1. Take note in your brain when you are doing this, which side you did the 50-degree angle from. Was it on the left side or the right side? Because that will matter. Alright, so mine's on the left side there. Finish sketch. And now we need to draw the top outline. Before we can do that, right, if I try to go start a sketch, it's only going to let me draw on the same plane that I already drew on. But that's our bottom plane. We're going to create a top plane. So we go to our plane tool over here. Then what we're going to use this time is just an offset plane. What offset means, basically just spaced away. So we're just going to space it away our overall height. Can anybody see what our overall height is? Yep, 0.75 right here is our overall height. So we're going to, I'm in offset plane. I want to offset from sketch 1. So that's, again, use your browser over here. It didn't work. Alright, never mind. I'm not going to let you do that here. But what you are going to do, you're going to go over to the origin folder. It's still in your browser. So we got origin. And then figure out what plane did you draw on originally. Drew on this one. Let's go in the same direction as that first sketch. Click on it. 0.75. See, basically it makes a new rectangle for us to draw on. So one more time, since I kind of messed up partway through there. Offset from plane, plus sign next to the origin folder, and figure out which one you already drew on. Now we type in our height. At this point, we're going to start our new sketch on that plane we just created. And what I'm going to have you do, so we want to make sure everything lines up with our initial sketch. Everything stays centered. So what I'm going to have you do is just redraw just this bottom line here. So this 1.8. Redraw that line. You're not going to really be able to see it because it's right on top of our other line. But when we redraw that, it now allows us to know where the exact middle is. Now we look at, we have some dimensions for the top outline. So side to side is 1.2. So we got to do some quick maths here. If we are going from the middle, overall needs to be 1.2. How far do we go in one direction? How far do we go to the left?
1.2/2.
Yeah. Why do mental math? We can do 1.2 divided by 2. So that's going to give us 0.6. So we're going to go 0.6 in both directions. Because that gives us, again, that overall distance. And it's up 0.25. 0.25. Out here. These dimensions are a little tough. And from the back to the very front point, the bottom was 1, on the top is 0.75. And then which side did I put my angle on in my bottom sketch?
The left.
And on the left side, yeah, luckily for us, we can still see it here, right? Your angles have to go on the same side. All right, so if down the line your loft isn't working, one of the first things you should check is your angle on the same side, yes or no? So now we have our top outline, bottom outline. Now we get our loft tool. So loft tool, relatively easy to make, or to use, sorry, because it tells you exactly what to do. So First thing, what sections do you want to connect together? Basically what it's asking you. It says click to add. So I'm going to click there. So I can add the bottom sketch. I'm going to click there and add the top sketch. When you do that, you can see here it's filling in the gap in between and connecting those two in one smooth connection. That's all there is to it. You just have to select both sketches. There's our shape. So again, loft tool, super easy to use. It's over here, it's right next to revolve. I don't think I said that one. So you just add bottom sketch, add top sketch. Okay. Now, if you don't like having this orange rectangle in the way, you can right click on it, uncheck visibility. Now, we're not done with it, done with the challenging part. But you can see we have a shell here, right? A hollow on the inside. So we can shell it to 0.01 and remove the bottom. And here we can see the bottom is taken out. Shell there. Cool. There's these three basically pegs on the back that we need to place. These are another great example of why dimensioning on ISOs is terrible, because this dimension right here, this 0.5, is not from the bottom edge to the center of this circle. Alright, it is not this dimension. 0.5 is from the center to the center of the bottom circles. It still lines up with the center there. So kind of the order you need to be doing is find this top circle first. Dimensions for that are down here. So find this top one first, and then you go down 0.5 over 0.625. Place these two circles. So it is not 0.5 from the bottom to the middle. We'll see how many people remember that. But that's the first one. Then to get these little cut-ins on the front, it's actually probably the easiest part. As long as you did your loft correctly, you should be able to start sketches on these angled surfaces here. Okay, as long as you did the loft right, should be able to start a sketch here. Then we have this tool right here called offset. Same idea as how we just did offset plane, right? We just spaced it away. What we're going to do here is we're essentially just going to space the outline of our face, and we're just going to space it in. So we go to offset. Forgot. First, you can either use the line tool and trace over the four lines here, or you just use this tool, project. What that does is it just brings your outlines into your new sketch. So while you project your geometry, basically bringing an outline into your sketch. Then offset, see here, it's just going to copy that exact same shape, just make it either bigger or smaller. Offset it away, space it in. So we'll do that on both sides. Cut. Same thing on this side, project. Bring it in. And extrude as cut. So, number of new tools involved on this one. Main thing is getting your first 2 sketches correct. If you do that, everything else should line up and fall into place. That's it. Last thing is don't forget to shell. A lot of people forget to shell this one. All right, any questions? Take it as a no. All righty. Then, in that case, good luck. Let me know what you need help with. What I'm going to do is basically delete everything I just did. Go into my sketch and kind of leave this up. Leave this up. Again, remember these are 2 separate sketches, but I will leave this up so you can use it as kind of a reference. Essentially, goal for today is have all of your pieces made so that tomorrow we can assemble. That's your goal. Good luck, and again, please ask me questions.